On a story that we first brought to you as breaking news earlier this evening, that large fire damaging a building at American International College. Western Mass News reporter Maria Wilson joining us live tonight from AIC with the story. Maria.
Chris, fire crews battled the flames here at American International College for hours. Then I spoke with locals who tell me that they were absolutely shocked to see their local school up in flames.
I lived down the road. I saw what happened here, and I noticed there was a lightning strike.
I heard it on the news, and then a friend called and verified it.
Springfield firefighters fought heavy rain, strong winds, and bouts of thunder and lightning as they put out a fire that broke out in one hall at the American International College. Multiple reports, including from the college, say it was a strike of lightning that caused the fire, which quickly spread and engulfed the roof of the health science building. This was the scene when our Western Mass News crews first arrived shortly before 6 o'clock Thursday evening. As fire crews continued to work, we got reaction from some people in the area. What was your first reaction to seeing it?
Oh my goodness. You know, and the kids are just coming back soon, you know, from summer breaks.
Roy Wen says that he quickly traveled to the college after hearing the news.
I did not see the flames.
Wen's telling us while the damage was extensive, he had other concerns.
You know, we're worried about making sure nobody was in there.
The college president, Hubert Benitez, telling Western Mass News in a statement, quote, "While there is significant damage to the building, AIC is committed to taking all actions necessary to ensure that we provide students with continuity in their course of studies in the fall of 2023. AIC is known for its resilience, and we will come back stronger than ever, thanks to the help of our community." Resident Joanna Morales sharing with us her message for those impacted by Thursday's fire.
It's very sad for the students that were currently in that area, and I hope everyone is okay.
AIC's president, Hubert Benitez, also says that campus police walked around the building to make sure that nobody was inside at the time of the fire. Reporting live in Springfield, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.